Don't think you're coming on my knee, young lady, when you've been rolling in all that muck there. Eh? Don't you dare think you're coming on my knee. Look at her. You think white cat should be absolutely covered in muck because she lives here. She'll shake that off and I think it's like having a dust bath. But I've just swept this floor after she tipped a load of cat food all over it yesterday. She's a pudding. She can hear birds outside, that's what she's listening to. What you doing, you crazy cat? Hey, look at her. She's that fat. It's all of my sheets and all the food. Bugger she is. Well, I've just been around the allotments and looking to see if there's any damage from all that wind we've had last night. And well, I can say there's only a few things what's been blown about. A couple of people have gained a couple of pots and a couple of sheets, and that's about it. So we got away with it here. Doing, you daft bugger. Unbelievable. Hey, look at them claws there. They're lethal. They sink into you. You know about it. Hey. Anyway, that's Buttercup being a pudding. At least she's warm. What you doing, you daft bugger? Hey, what you doing? Oh well. Look at the state of you, eh? Look at the state of... Now you've had your food, eh? What are you doing in that bloody bag? Let's see where she is, guys. Just inside there's another camera, a very expensive one. Move them out of the way. In fact, let's put them in the bloody bag. There she is. Having her 5 minutes of craziness. So anyway, let's put the camera up on the tripod and tell you what's coming up in this episode. What? So yeah. Oh God, it nearly went there. Hi guys, welcome back to Allotment Diggers. Buttercup smashed out here on a mat. It's been really bad this last 24 hours on here. 40-50 mile an hour gusts of winds have hit the place. Someone lost a brand new polytunnel over the other side. I think they just started to lift up, so they've dismantled it. Fingers crossed that's what they've done. But everywhere else, everybody's got everything battened down, which they have to do on this allotment. It's really strong winds what we get here. I mean, people along the back, I've just been, before I come onto my plot, I had a walk around the allotment to assess the damage, and there was none, except for that new polytunnel. Young couple have just come on. They've only been on, they put it up about a week ago. I thought they'd actually buried it into the ground. They told me they buried it in the ground. They obviously not done it deep enough. So when they come to do it again, we'll have to see what they're doing and then make sure it doesn't get blown away again. But you need to secure everything into the base there. All the greenhouses, you need to secure them into the ground. We normally drive big pieces of angle into the ground and screw them to the sides of the polytunnels and what have you. It stops them from blowing away. And everybody along the back here has learnt that lesson over the years. And it's just, it's one of them things. But I've just been around to assess the damage, and that all I could see was that it's been dismantled, and there's a few pots and covers been blown over, which is quite amazing really. It's normally a lot more damage. We do tell people, plot holders, that they have to make sure everything's secure on the plots, because if a plant pot goes through someone's greenhouse, they're liable for the damage. So you don't want your bloody your wheelbarrow or something like that smashing up 4 or 5 greenhouses, because you get the bill. So it's always wise to secure everything, and I've just come down my plot and everything's fine. Everything's as it was when I left it before the wind started to pick up the other night. We have been doing a job this week on the back plot facing the chickens. I've been putting away. Funny enough, it was a windbreak which had rotted. It was made out of reed. Anyway, it deteriorated that much. We decided to replace it, and we replaced it with some split bamboo fencing. So I've got a clip to show you where you see all the stuff that we're using, cable ties and everything. When we come to start to put the fence up, I'll speed the camera up and a bit of music, and you can see what we've done afterwards. And it's all in a good cause of keeping the chickens from getting cold. And believe it or not, the wind what was blowing last night was a southerly wind, and that's where we've put this new fence up early in the week. So let me show you what we've been doing. What you're looking at here is some split bamboo screening, and I'm going to be using this as a windbreak for me chickens. I'm going to be removing the old one, it's all rotted down. When I'm doing that, I'm also going to be using these with some bottles just to lift the nets up off me garlic, and so that's what we're doing today. So I've got to take the old frame away, and I've got to move all the buckets so I can actually work there. I need some cable ties, so I'm going to have to go and find some in the back shed. Once I've got all that lot together, you can join me at the back of the plot and we'll show you what we're doing. This should be fun, because look who's there, Buggerlugs. I'm sure she'll make an appearance. What we've got here, we've got a new frame, which is that, a new screen. We've got the bottles that we're going to need to put. So these bottles will be going on the top of these. Okay, so these will go underneath the net there, and it'll lift it off the elephant garlic. Because at the moment the elephant garlic is just, the net's just touching it. That's the last thing I need right at this stage. But this, we're going to pull all this to pieces now. So I've got to move this out of the way just to get at this, and I've got to be careful because we've got the elephant garlic there, as you can see. So let's have at it. I'm going to set the camera up at the other end, and then we may speed it up. Because it's going to be a lot of messing about. So with that, let's crack on. So today's task is to sort that screen out for the chickens. It's all rotten, and we're going to throw the old one in the wheelbarrow, and we're going to replace it with a new one. But we've got to move all the buckets and everything out of the way, cut all the cable ties. It's a lot of messing about. I've got to be careful because the elephant garlic is right next to it as well. So this is the job for today anyway, tidying this up. So all the buckets we're going to stick on the path at the side, and then we can put the new windbreak up. Might be a little bit too big, so I might have to sort of bend it round to do something with it anyway, but it'll look good when it's finished anyway. Well guys, new fence is in place. That'll keep the wind off the chickens, and like I said, I've got these bottles underneath the net to lift them off the garlic. So we're pretty good to go here. I just got to go and throw that in the burning bin, tidy up a bit more, and the job's a good one. A couple of my raptors, still 1 or 2 molting there. They'll get the feathers back eventually. I'm getting 9 eggs out of 11, so it's not as if it's the end of the world. Now that windbreak's in place there, it should help that one there which has lost all the feathers. As you can see, there's a few of them like that, molting. It's that time of year. So yeah, I'll put the new windbreak up for them, and yeah, onwards and upwards. So yeah, we dodged the bullet there, and it's come down this morning, and it's still standing, which is a good thing. It's always a good thing to get them tested out straight away. Buttercup, she's fine. I'm a bit worried about being in this glass greenhouse with that wind last night, but she's happy. She's got food, she's got everything here, and she's not stupid. She probably went into the shed here, there's another cat crib in the blue shed there where she can go. It gets really bad, and I've actually seen her going in there, so when it's really cold, that's where she heads, but normally she sleeps in my greenhouse, which is great. Anyway, I did say I was going to take you on a bit of a tour of the plot in the last episode, so that's what we're going to do today. A few things I still need to do, as I'll point out as we're going on the walk around, so let's have at it. So here we are at ground zero. There's the old flag, and as you can see, it's pretty overcast today. Well, there it is. I wonder where I could hear it chirping away, a little robin. Now, if Buttercup hadn't broken the zoom on this one, I'll be able to zoom in there and show you. But you can hear him, he's very chipper. It's quite nice today actually, it's quite mild. Anyway, just pop down on the plot to show you around. These hard standings, or blue standings, or whatever they call them, these are coming up now in the planters. Crocuses are starting to die back a bit here, but there's a lot of tulips and daffodils and what have you coming up here in this bed. Again, this strawberry bed needs a bit of a tidy up, but there's still strawberries there. I've got to clean it all up yet, and this is one bed I might tidy up in the next day or two. Just give it a quick tea. You can see our tulips coming down the side here. This bed, where you can see lots of daffodils, it's absolutely smothered in daffodils, but you've got loads of tulips and all sorts of stuff in here. Crocuses have died back. You've got the sedums starting to come up now, but there's different daffodils in here. There's a whole host of them, whole host of daffodils. Wherever you heard that one before. The gooseberry bushes have started getting, I can see little buds on them. This particular bed, we've got a few tulips in this bed coming up, which is quite surprising really, a bit early for the tulips I think. But again, load of tat-to-tat daffodils. These daffodils are slightly different to them daffodils. I forget the name of them ones, but these are tat-to-tat. Got some lupins there coming up. There's another one over there, lupin. Again, you've got all the tulips down the back, and all these buckets are firing up now. A few daffodils there as well. I can see buds on these trees coming back now. Forget what them are now. Oh, lilies. They're lilies. They're doing well. All these will start to come back shortly. Bloody lupin there. Got to be careful because there's birds nesting in here. As you see, the tank's all sorted. That was a hell of a job to do, that, I tell you. There's still one more job left to do here, and it's this one, and to move the fence in and to throw that compost over this bed. I'm going to put them dahlias down that other end. Again, you can see tulips coming along here in these buckets. Swing the camera around. There my girls. A couple of them are molting. However, we're getting 9 eggs out of 11 chickens. Hopefully with the windbreak that I've just done today, they'll be okay. We can see elephant garlic coming up here. Every one of them is fired up. I had no doubt that they wouldn't. Even that one, I thought there was a gap, but it's come. So we've got 100% here. We've got 100% over in the other one. But there me girls. This is foxglove. We took the catnip. There was 2 pots of catnip there. I've took them and resold them in the greenhouse. I'll show you them again. But coming along here, this is the Solent and Porcelain White Garlic, doing well. Might have to say, once they start to touch the top of these, where these bottles are, take the nets off. There was looking a bit of a disaster. Empty bed. I don't know if you're going to see anything here in the pond. No. We tidied around the pond, trimmed it all and what have you. Got buds on that little bush there. That there's bay tree. We need to do something with that. And there's a gooseberry behind the chair there, and there's a blueberry behind that blue butt with some nice crocuses in actually. The snowdrops are starting to fade away now, but you can see the trees starting to get buds on them all now. We did do a bit of pruning, not much. This is what we've been doing today. Come down here. I do really need to get my scaffolding boards if I can and sort these beds out. Won't be able to do it this year, not now we've got the stuff in, but as you can see, every one of these elephant garlic have all come up. I might stick something in between them, but there's the windbreak. There's my pea frame. Compost bins either side here, and there's another one just round the back there. So yeah, these beds have all, the wood's broke, so what we've got to do, I'm just going to get some more scaffolding boards, stick them on top, and away we just keep going up. That's the idea. I'm going to put my cabbages in that bed, I think. I'll give it a good digging over shortly. There's still a lot of snowdrops here, some beautiful crocuses in there. What we'll do is I'll do a little video with all the flowers and show them you, get a bit of a close up. But underneath here was glorious cut last week. Now they're starting to die back, and these will just go back into the ground. But you can see there's a spine of daffodils right the way along the centre of the plot coming up there. Again, daffodils, tulips all the way along here. The rhubarb bed, it's coming back to life. All these planters are coming to life now, and there's tulips everywhere here. The bushes, well, you got buds on them. If you look here, you can see buds all over these as well, so these will be firing up very soon. This bed has got lots of daffodils and tulips in, but where they are, where I don't want them, is in the middle. So waiting for them to come up. We're going to dig them ones out and move them to the extremities, but down here where we planted all them other daffodils and tulips, they start to come now. So like I say, 3 rows of strawberries which we've got in the greenhouse. They'll be coming out. I'm going to be putting them out soon. Swinging on over here to the currant bushes, I can see buds all over these currants. Got a couple of lupins in this bed, but all around these beds you've got gladiolas and stuff. These will come up later on in the year. My raspberry canes could do with tidying up a bit, but hey ho. Them planters are all fired up here, which we did put the bulbs in. They're behind Buttercup's bed. More tulips, mixture of tulips, crocuses, daffodils, and there's a whole host of other things in this bed. This here's a golden delicious. Remember that golden delicious that snaps in half? It was full of fruit and it snapped in half and was gutted. Well,
This is it now. It's doing alright, but it's right behind the bloody greenhouse. I mean, I can live with it. A bit of shade. We do need to clean the glass of the greenhouse. We cleared all around here. I had some sheeting and some bricks. We've moved them out the way. Better access to my wheelbarrow, or one of my wheelbarrows. The other one's down there. It's where Buttercup likes to hide underneath that one. You got to be careful. You lift the bloody wheelbarrow up and she comes flying out. It give you a heart attack if you got a weak heart. It kill you. But yeah, feeders have got food in. There is birds in these boxes going in and out of the boxes. In fact, there's the two boxes at the top up there, the south facing and the west facing one. There's great tits. This one down here, there's blue tits. And just down here we've got blue tits, but we've also got wrens and coal tits and what do you call them, robins underneath the table there, which are playing chicken with Buttercup, I tell you. This going to be making some use of this shortly. But yeah, the shed, I can actually get into the shed. Well, it's no point in getting into the shed because I can't get into it. I can't even put my foot in the bloody thing. It's crammed with allotment stuff what I use, and it just seems to be filling up. It must be 30 bloody spades on my plot. I need to get rid of some of them. I have been getting rid of them. Might have to do a bit of weeding in the path here. The other thing I want to show you is these here. Very quiet little spot right between the greenhouse and shed. This is what we need to sort out. I've got brand new tape there in the car. I'm going to do this next day or two. Water butt's full. There's more daffodils and tulips coming up here. Someone was asking me about my water, where, you know, with the squeezy things. These are Schweppes it's a lemon bottles, and like I say, them things what you get from Wilco's, with the little roses, they fit on top of these. So yeah, forget who it was. It might have been Kevin who was asking about these. But there you go. That's the plot. That's the tour. I will come back in a minute and show you the close up of the flowers. But all in all, everything's doing quite well. In the greenhouses, everything's coming up. A lot of birds over there, can hear them all. Listen to them birds there. Oh, you've got a great tit there, you've got coal tits, and you've got blue tits there. Obviously they're coming to the feeders. There was a crested tit here this morning. I was quite shocked to see it actually on the feeder. But yeah, everything's doing well. All my fruit bushes are coming back to life now. Gooseberries over there as well. So I think we'll have a bumpy year this year if everything goes to plan. Right, onwards and upwards, guys.
Okay, so the first thing we need to do is get rid of that fencing, tip all the compost into what's in them 10 buckets into the bed, move the dahlias and the lucifer to the other end of the bed, and then basically everything on the back part of the plot has been taken care of. I've got to keep an eye on that lucifer because that will come up first, and when it does I'm going to have to take the cover off, and then you get the dahlias coming up pretty soon as well. So again, the last frost on here is about middle of May, so you've got to be careful. I have got ways around my dahlias coming up early, how to sort them out. You can put fleece over them. You don't need to, you can put horse manure over the top of them, just gently covered over the leaves that are coming up, the new shoots, and straw works really well as well as hay, just to protect them until it gets a bit warmer. If you do get frost, they will come back. It's not the end of the world, but they won't come back as good as they would have done. So you try to keep the frost off them as best as you can, and up they'll come. So we've got to move them to the one end of the bed, and I can put me canes and everything in for me beans and me I've got my shallots to go in soon. That's another job I've got to do. What else we got to do? Well, as you saw as we got up to the front where we're going to put them new strawberries, I've been waiting for all the spring bulbs to come up. You see, last year we took all the currant bushes. Now we got currants, we don't need any more currants. We took 10 currants out of that bed and got rid of them all, as you saw me doing. However, in amongst all the currants was loads of flowers. So what we're doing, waiting for the flowers to come up, I'm going to move them to the extremities around the edges, then we're going to put the 3 rows of strawberries into the bed. They're already waiting in the greenhouse, so they're ready to go. I'm just waiting for to see where all these bulbs are coming up, because I don't want daffodils and tulips coming up in amongst me strawberries. That will suck. So we're waiting for them. Next week or 2 they will be going in, so watch this space with that. And all them new ones what I put in are all coming up as well. All the daffodils and tulips which we stuck along one side, they're all coming up. So yeah, it should be really good. I will be putting some more compost into that bed as well, and I'm putting the tomatoes, I keep saying tomatoes for some reason, strawberries into that bed, and it should look good. We'll have all the sedum, we'll have the astilbe, all of the alliums, everything will be coming up in stages throughout the year, and then you're going to have strawberries as well, so it's a win-win. I did say in that video we're going to take we're going to show you all the flowers that have actually flowered this year so far, and some of them are died back, but we've managed to record them all. So over the last 4 or 5 weeks we've had some lovely flowers coming up. So I've added a piece of music and put a few of these clips together just to show you some of the beautiful flowers. Now it's probably 5-10% of the flowers, spring flowers, which have come up. There's a hell of a lot more, as you've just seen as we're going on and walking around the plot, and they'll slowly keep coming up. The tulips will make a fantastic display. They're not even up yet. A lot of the daffodils are up, but not all the daffodils. A lot of daffodils up, I've got to admit. Quite a few actually, but there's a lot more. In fact, we still got some more daffodils and some gladiolas what we need to get in. So watch out for that one. So that's where we are. Anyway, I'm going to throw this clip up. Next episode probably be me doing peas in gutters, potatoes. It'll be coming up to St Patrick's Day by then, so watch out for that one. Obviously we're going to be pricking out a few things, and there's all sorts of jobs still to do on the allotment. What are you doing? Well, she's decided she wants to go to her bed. She's been sat on the mat, she's been sat on that one, then that one, now she's jumped into her bed. I'm going to throw her some more treats into her food bowl, and then I'm going to have another walk around the allotments just to see if there's any more damage that I've missed. Anyway, while I'm doing that, I'm going to leave you with this last clip. I hope you enjoy it. Like I said, don't forget to leave a comment below. See you all back here for some more next week. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and here's that last video now. Hope you enjoy it. Bye for now, folks.